What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I'm back with some more Age mythology. The Titans action spawning on the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Hagrit. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Thor. His name is J4Jc3. Hagrit taking that first game with a really strong Ares rush on Oasis. Moving on to game number 2. J4 picks the Anatolia, and Hagrit either went random here and rolled Ra or picked Ra. You never know because it is blind pick. He has been picking random for the most part of this tournament, but it is towards the end of the tournament now, and I think Hagrit realizes he's in with a shot for a very high placing, which gives him a very good chance of potentially making the Champions League for next season. We still have to make it through some of those tough competitions like a Swiss boy or someone or like a brickhead or something who's low in the champions but still a really strong player. So we'll see what happens in that regard. But Hagrit playing very well so far, taking that first game very easily off J4. We'll see if he can pull it off in this second game. Anatolia, a pretty strong map for Thor. It's a nice water map. It's not a single dock map. You can double dock nice and easily, spam out all those fishing ships, get a good economy going, good Ragnarok. If you win one side of the water, you get a lot of food while the Ragnarok is happening, so it's not like an all-in or anything like that. J4 moving forward with this Ulfsark here, going to attempt to steal away his fishing spots. If I was J4 doing this, I would dump these fishing ships here, move forward and grab these 3 fishing spots before Hagrit can, and that would be an idea for him to do. Egyptian is fairly slow to get the fishing ships going. We'll see what he can do here. The line of sight is outside of line of sight, so he's not going to know that this dock is going up. Docks take a while to build here. For some reason, the Skraeling or the Ulfsark builds this very, very slowly. 120 build points on the dock, and he just builds it slowly for some reason. I'm not sure why, but here's the fishing ship coming out. And for some reason, J4 not sending his fish forward. And we do see Hagrit smartly moving forward and claiming those as soon as he sees that dock up there. A little bit of a mistake from J4, but no problems to be had. We will see one of these spots stolen. Oh, nice micro from Hagrit there to come back and prevent J4's fishing ship to grab that one there. The question is, he will get this one out, and we do see one spot down here getting taken away, and J4 going to attempt to take the other ones away as Hagrit is going to be only able to get one more fishing ship out of here. Building the dock already up on this side of the map, so it's not going to be that big of an issue. However, big win for J4, who's going to go very hard on this side of the map. It looks like we see the temple going down as well. Looks like he's going to all in this dock and attempt to just win this side of the water. There's no more fish for him to get. He's going to be sending a fishing ship down to potentially steal this spot here. Question is, can J4's fishing ship get out in time? 14 seconds or 15 seconds? 14 seconds for it to get out before this fishing ship gets down there and clicks on here. We'll see who wins this one. It's going to be relatively close. Nah, J4's got that as well. So all of these spots for J4. Nice start here from J4. Hagrit going to be a little bit sad about that, but he can use this fishing ship to drop a dock down here anyways if he wants to. There's the third dock up for Hagrit right now, and he is going through Freya. Really fast advance time here, or fast for Anatolia. Not making any Hursa just yet, maybe because he can't afford it? No, he can afford it. There's the Hursa coming out. I would be surprised if he wouldn't, because you could just bum rush this, because Hagrit still hasn't even put his temple up. So this dock will go down before Hagrit even hits the classical edge at this rate, if that's what J4 wants to go for. We do see the Skraeling coming up to this side of the map. Hagrit spamming docks over here. Already got quite a few fishing ships out, auto-queuing them out, and the Skraeling will sneak up here. There's the first Hursa. How is his population looking? He's got 33 population of 45, so it's an extra 3 for the Valkyrie and an extra 3 from this. So he's going to go up to 39 straight away. So he may need to throw down another house just to make sure he can keep things going. Thundercloud Shawl is here. Not a bad relic indeed for him to grab against the Egyptian here. There's the classical edge as the Valkyrie coming. We do see a longhouse coming down, and we have got Tar coming through. Hagrit throws down his second dock down here with his fishing ship helping out this dock as well. And the Valkyrie are going to be looking for something, a forest fire, I guess. Ooh, look at this location. You get double house kill here with the forest fire on this spot and a single house kill over here. So not the best locations or house placement here for Hagrid, but J4 missing it completely. And finally going to move over here. Actually going to snipe these goats here. Very cheeky play. Only killed off one, but he's did it. Very cheeky indeed. Do you see the Valkyrie going after the Pharaoh? It's actually a fairly big victory there for that Valkyrie. And now some villagers getting some extra chip damage. Nice micro from J4 to push those back. And there will be a spot for him to retreat out of here right now. We've got a bunch of longboats coming into this location. Do prevent this dock from going up. And they will control this side of the water. Meanwhile, Hagrid just content with fishing up this side. He's not even going to worry about losing all the fishing ship down here. No problems there at all. Be able to prevent this dock from going up and then moving over onto the other dock, getting his own side of the water all to himself and chucking up some docks over here. We do see that Hagrid will spot that with this fishing ship down here, and J4 should be throwing some more fishing ship already down on this location. How's his wood situation? Probably built too many longboats here. Could have probably got away with 3 or 4. Probably just 4 could have got away with, but he went with 7. And Hagrid's built no cabinets into here at all. Trying to take it down. He's going to go down very fast. Now where does Hagrid go from here? He's going up for the armory. Barracks coming down. If I ever see armory plus barracks with a Ra, generally speaking, one town center, this is possibly going to be a Scarab villager rush onto this town center. Possibly, because he knows that J4 is going to be building mostly slow units like raiding cavalry to train. So he should be able to hit this timing fairly fast with Spearman and Axeman and the Scorpion Man. Not Scorpion, and the Scarab. He's got the resources to advance. There is no monuments really for the Scarab, but we see some Axemen and some Spearmen getting built out now. Surprised to see that he's not just going for it, because you just need one Scorpion, one Scarab plus the other units, and you can take the town center down very fast with Skin of the Rhino villages and cause complete chaos in the base of a Thor plane. Now we've got the armory coming up for J4. Who doesn't have Percy. He's got it coming out. Needs to build more fishing ships out to fish up the rest of this. He is building some longboats down on this side of the map around the Wadget coming in to help out, though. Does pick off the Ulfsark, preventing that second dock from coming up. So now Hagrid can just defend against this with his cabinet. No problems. And J4 pulling away. We do see the Axemen and Spearmen now coming forward for Hagrid. Going to be looking for something to pick off. All the raiding cavalry are already out though, and J4 has caught out Hagrid's army here. But Axemen Spearmen do counter this with the Pitsukos in the back. So long as he gets those Axemen to target the right units here, which he's not really doing, to be honest. The Spearmen are, but the Axemen need to be on top of those Hursa. The Pitsukos will pick off those raiding cavalry very nicely, but all of those units do fall there. Hagrid grabbing this town center though, no problems there. The Pitsukos getting pulled back. I see some Spearmen getting built out now for Hagrid. There's the rocks chilling up here. We do see J4 going to be losing this water situation here. The cabinet taking a little bit of dock fire right now. Probably going to lose a couple of these cabinets. No more than one longboat in this dock here. Hagrid gets his second town center. Secures this gold mine basically. How's his gold situation? Not really enough to grab a Migdol stronghold out, but he will be getting it fairly soon. Surprised to see him not immediately go for rock raids. There's the town center for J4. Still not going to the heroic age just yet. I wonder if he'll go for a Bragi here. We have seen him go Bragi and try and combine that with the Ragnarok, but Skadi just seems to be the more safe play, getting out those frost giants. The other alternative is J4 can just go for an all-in on this town center here, which is pretty out in the open, pretty easy to attack with the flaming weapons. And then you can get battle ball follow-ups and things like that. We do see that the Pitsukos coming in here is getting targeted down by the Herzer, but J4 decides to turn around while this town center is going up, or this settlement's going up. Let's turn around and fight this. There are throwing axemen out now to push these units back, and Hagrit now in a fairly good position. J4 still got his own shenanigans to do. We do see a war barge comes out and cleans this up. And the town center does come up now for J4. Both players 2 town centers. Bragi is the god of choice here for J4. Going to give Hagrit a little bit of a scare. See if it matters or not, because defending against that flaming weapons push is very difficult. But sometimes J4, or very often J4 has just sat on the 2 town centers and tried to tried to just rush Ragnarok here. And we do see Locust Swarm coming in, trying to path block a little bit. See the Watchtowers comes out. The Herser and the Herser is onto those myth units. However, there are axemen here to defend against this, and Hagrid can start pushing, start doing a lot of damage to this economy. But only a couple of villagers died of that Locust Swarm there. As Hagrid's retreating away from this. So, nice defense there from J4. He's got to be happy about that one. He has the Bragi now. He's got a battle bore out. Seeing him trying to spam out units as fast as he can. Obviously, that Locust Swarm does slow him down a little bit. There's still a lot of gold villages remaining. If we check out the gold situation, well, the resource situation, food for J4 is at 900 right now. So, that's a lot of food in the bank. Some very fat boys are going to be this Thor here. We'll see if he just goes for it. He needs to think about getting medium upgrades before he decides to flaming weapons push this. There's a shifting sands onto this as well, pulling these units away for some. Wait, where? Just back. What? What? Huh? Splits up the army, but I guess it delays the flaming weapons. Could have cast rain instead of that. It doesn't really need a rain in this game. Oh, Horus is coming through though for Hagrit. So that delay was everything. He realized he didn't want to cast rain because it would block his tornado. Now Hagrit's picking off some more of these Norse units here. And does J4 have the resources to go mythic himself? He does not. I don't think he has a market up either. Oh, there's the market going up for J4. And this is Horus instead of Osiris. A little bit of a question mark, but the town center over here will be going down to the tornado. Maybe if the tornado decides to hit the town center, there we go. As long as it stays on it, it should go down. Maybe. It'll be close. 5, 4, 3, 2... Oh my god, that was so close to being alive. And J4 uses his flaming weapons for some reason here. And Hagrid just retreats. Third town center coming up for Hagrid. J4 will have access to a Bragi though, as he is going through it. See if it matters. And Hagrid's kept his own medium gold mine in his base alive, so he can retreat back onto that if he needs to. Now the Avenger coming in here. If I was Hagrid, I'd send that Avenger through to do some villager raids here, because it does so much damage to the economy if you can get it onto their villages. And now, meanwhile, J4's got 16.8 damage medium raiders, 18.4 damage Herser, and he's retreating away from this scary-looking Egyptian army, waiting as much as he can for that Balder. Bet you he wishes that he went for Skadi right now. You are going to be seeing these villagers moving off of this gold, possibly to finish off the gold mine. Off that wood, possibly to finish off the gold mine now. Just to get as much gold as he possibly can. But is there a temple? The temple is picked off. The temple will get up in time though. Got some armory upgrades coming through for J4. Hagrid's got a big advantage now. Question is he going to be spamming out those barracks or not? We see Axemen coming out, barracks coming down here, watchtowers popping up for Hagrid as well. Just need to throw walls or building walls and towers around everything here. Has he got sun-dried mud brick? There is no sun-dried mud brick, so those are a bit stronger. Oh, I like this from J4 though. He's got heavy raiders here. So Hagrid's pure defense of this with Axemen will not work. He needs to weave in some spearmen as well. the Axemen will just get shredded by those medium raiders. So let's see if that becomes a thing. Now J4 going around this side, going to push through that wall and hit this gold mine here. Excuse me. And now J4 picking off all these units. Hagrit fighting this for some reason. Should have just retreated here. These Heroes of Ragnarok do so much damage. And now the Raiders pushing in onto this. We see a lone catapult going to get denied here, it looks like. Now the town center. Well, Hagrit's on 4 town centers. He will be losing this town center at this point. The villagers could be healing this one up. Fire Giant comes in to save the day. These villagers should run away. Fortified town centers comes out. Pharaoh pops out of here to start slinging away at this Fire Giant. A couple of those heroes do get pulled off that one now. And J4 sitting at 172 population with 12 idle rag heroes in his base. I think they are trying to... No, they're just sitting idle. Just classic J4 things. Pushing through this Migdol stronghold. Some units coming over here. They are Axemen though. Not the best to use against these raiding cavalry, as I've said before. So the raiding cavalry will pick these off very, very easily without too many losses. But underneath the Migdol stronghold fire, there's no crenellations. Migdol doesn't have a bonus with crenellations, but it will help to hit all those arrows. Some mercenary coming out now to pick off those raiders as well. And now the heroes running face first into these Axemen. There is a Fire Giant here to pick these ones off. We do see a second town center up for J4. These Ragnarok heroes in his base finally deciding to move forward. Battleball trying to take this down, but there's still no Masons or Sun-Dried Mudbrick, but it is on the way. It's going to be close. You may actually get it up before this Migdol falls at 40, and there it is, just before it falls. Nice timing there for Hagrit to keep the Migdol stronghold alive. And now Hagrit's sitting at 116 population to J4's 108, and J4's got 2,000 food in the bank, so we can trade that for gold. The Migdol does go down, but that's not going to be an issue for him because he's just spamming out Axemen anyways, making those heavy Axemen come out with the copper weapons and the copper mail. Now Fire Giants coming through as priests getting spammed by Hagrit in order to try and deal with those Fire Giants. The Fire Giants probably will be queued up here. And J4 able to win this fight slowly but surely, but the priest will pick off this Fire Giant so very fast. Actually, it's not fast at all, I tell a lie. It does like next to no damage, but the Fire Giant's got a lot of HP. A lot of effective HP with 80% pierce armor. And the priest chasing this one down. Migdol stronghold back up. Villagers onto this gold mine now. And Hagrit's starting his trade route as well. Villagers get pulled off this gold mine now. How much gold does Hagrit have? Not a lot, but he's got 1,700 wood. Something which he can sell for gold if he needs to. So he can at least make another army here. And we are seeing him retreating before deciding to fight again. Needs to make sure he's utilizing some of these watchtowers under his base here. And the villagers are all on the gold mine for the time being. Looks like the priests were picked off, but the Fire Giant getting low on HP anyways. Raiders doing a lot of damage to these Axemen, but there's not enough of them here. So the Axemen chewing through everything here. And J4 has started his economy again, but he needs to put those villagers onto gold mines. We see a market started, a trade route started for J4. He's getting that economy rolling, but Hagrit's not slowed down at all from this Ragnarok, it seems. Still has a lot of resources in the bank. He can grab this town center if he wants to. And he can simply just put pressure onto different locations. Make sure that we can't stop the trade route because that's pretty well defended in these building areas over here. And he's not going to know that it's there. He'll assume that it's over here. It's actually a really smart place for his market. And now Hagrit coming in with those chariot archers and the Axemen to pick off everything here. Funnily enough, none of these units here do counter the raiding cavalry. So if J4 can mass out enough of them, he should be able to win this army here. At least win one fight and force Hagrit to text switch. Still no Axe of Vengeance coming through for these Axemen, so they're not going to do a lot of damage to the buildings at all. But the Raiders doing their thing. Picking off those axemen nicely. You can see even though there's not that many raiders here, they're trading fairly well against these axemen while this is all going on. And Hagrit is finally starting to build some spearmen, getting out heavy spearmen, and J4 in the 20th minute here does decide to tap out. GG, well played by Hagrit, taking the series 2-0. Very speedy games here. J4 just not having that plan in place. Wasting that flaming weapons. Probably could have got some real value out of the flaming weapons push with the Ragnarok, but he got a little bit antsy when that tornado hit him. And his follow-up was good on the trade and the villagers, but I feel like with the flaming weapons on his Rag, it probably would have been better. He wouldn't have won with it, but he probably could have done a bit more damage and potentially hurt Hagrid's economy a little bit and been in this game for the long haul here, but did not manage to do it. Hagrid does win it 2-0. If you enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next series.